So this is trying to do the rough work for question 3 in the control accounts. So I know I've already done this in class with most of you, but I wanted to do it again reasonably quickly so you can kind of pause as you go through it and see, do you understand the logic of what I'm trying to do. So a creditor charged Shannon interest from 149 in overdue account. So let's just work out what should have happened here. So the account involved, the other account will be interest. And this is interest that I'm getting charged, so that would be an expense. So that means the plus side is going to be the debit side of it. So I'm charged interest, so 149 goes on the debit side because that's the plus side. My creditors are charging me more money, so that's on the credit side of the creditor's account. The personal account, liability, more money is owed. The only entry made, so that means only one of these two things were done. So one of them was not done in the actual. So let's just have a read and see what. The only interest made was 194 credit to the creditor's account. So I did something in the creditors and I did nothing in the interest account. So I put nothing in there. And what did I put in the creditor's account? 194 credited to the creditor's account. So 194 on the credit side. Well, that was too much. So to fix this, I need to reduce it from 194 down to whatever it is. So I go to the opposite side to reduce it. And the difference is 194 take away the 149, so 45 needs to be taken away, so that's on the credit side. And the interest account, nothing was done, so therefore I need to do the thing that should have happened in the first place. Now that's going to be the first part of it, okay, but we're going to call it 1A because there's a second problem with this one. After a protest, the interest was reduced to 110, but this was not reflected. So we did nothing with the second one. So the interest, they asked us to reduce it. And again, this is still an expense. So if you reduce an expense, it goes on the credit side. Well, the interest used to be 149, now it's 110. So it's gone down by 39. So I'll put 39 on the minus side. Creditors, well, they had charged me extra interest. Now they're taking that away. So they're taking away 39 of the interest, so it's a minus. Nothing was actually happened, so therefore we're going to have to do what happened at stage 1. Okay, so the should have is going to be the actual correction because we never did any of the original thing. So therefore the actual figure was nothing happened, so therefore our correction is just doing what we should have done in the first place. So that was for 1B. Now move on to 1C, or sorry, number question 2. So what should have happened for question 2? Cash purchases have been credited to supplier's account. Well, cash purchases means I bought goods and I paid for them straight away. So that shouldn't go in here anywhere at all because this is only about buying goods on credit. So it's either I owe more money or I owe less money because of what's happened. That's what should be going in here. So in this case, I don't owe more or less. So whatever I did do here needs to be just cancelled. That will take away the mistake that we've done. So cash purchases have been credited to a supplier's account. So we're saying here nothing should have been put in. So I'm going to ignore the name of the other account, but we should have done nothing in any account. Creditors should have had nothing as well. But instead, we credited a supplier's account with 12,842. So that should never have been put in there, so the correction is going to take that away. 12,842. Next, so on to question 3. Shannon received an invoice from the supplier, entered in the day books as a different figure, and no entry. Okay, so what should we have done? An invoice is due with purchases, which is an expense. If I have more expense, it's on the debit side. So 4960 should be there on the debit side, and I owe my creditors 4960 as well. Okay, but where's the mistake? It was entered in the day book as 6940. But when posting from the book to the ledger, no entry made in the personal account. So we actually put nothing in the personal account. So to fix that, I just need to put in the thing that was there in the first place. But when we put it in the day book, we put it in as the wrong amount. So we put 6940 in there, which is way too much. So we need to take that away by putting the opposite on the other side. So we put 1980 on the opposite side to bring that 6940 we put in down to the real figure. Next one. Credit note received from a supplier 340. So credit notes are always about returns, goods being returned. In this case, we're talking about we're buying goods here, so it's going to have to be purchases returns. Why do I say buying goods? Well, it's because we're dealing with creditors, so we always owe money to creditors because we bought stuff from them. In this case, some of them have been returned. And just so we know, purchases is an expense, so purchase returns must be an income. So therefore, the plus side is on the credit side of it. Right. It was credit received was 340. Only entry was 304 credited to the creditor's account. So we have more returns 340, which means my creditors should be letting me off 340. Only entry made was 304 credit to the creditor's account. So my creditor's account has a credit of 304. Okay, and there was the only entry, so therefore nothing happened anywhere else. So purchase returns is easy. We do the thing we should in the first place. For creditors, a little bit more difficult. We have 304 on the plus side, whereas we should have 340 on the minus side. So what we actually do is, if you watch this, we will put in 304 to cancel the mistake that we did before. Okay, and then we're going on this side, and we also have to do the thing that happened in the first place. So we have to put in 340 as well. So we get 644 goes in there. Next one. Discount disallowed have been treated discount received in the books. So we've had this before. So creditors, if they let us off money, we have discount received. Okay, so this is when we get let off money, so we are receiving something as an income. So the plus side is on the credit side. Discount disallowed by a supplier. So a supplier, a creditor, did not let me off money. So he changed his mind and said, no, I'm sorry, that money that I've taken away from you, I'm not going to do that now. So it ends up getting added on. So that's 145 is a plus. So my discount received, well, it's a discount I was given in the past has been cancelled. So I have 145 on the plus side, or on the minus side, which is cancelling the discount. Now, it was treated as discount received. So I put it into the books as 145 plus, as in I got more discount and I owe less money to my creditors. So to cancel it, well, I put 145 in to cancel my mistake and another 145 to do what should have happened in the first place. So I actually put 290 in both places. So on the discount received, I'll put 290 to cancel my mistake of adding a new discount, and I'll put 145 to cancel the mistake of adding a new discount, and another 145 to cancel the mistake I made in the first place. So that makes the total of 290. Okay, and that one was, I just number this one, so that is number 5. Number 6. Shannon returned goods through 220 to supplier and entered correctly in the books. Later, okay, so there's restocking charge. I did a return goods 220 and that was properly put in. But when the credit note arrives, the deduction of 5% was 5% of 220. So there's €11 that has been added onto the account because the goods getting sent back. So we're going to have a plus of 11 in here in the creditors. Why? Because of restocking charge. And this is money that we're getting charged, so it's actually an expense. So that goes on the debit side because expense is debit. Total amount of the credit note was, so that's what should have happened. Total amount of the credit note. Now the credit note would have originally been 220 minus the 11. Okay, just so we understand that. Okay, so that's the total amount of the credit note. And it was credited to the creditor's account. So that means in the creditor's account, I've put in 220 minus 11. So 209 was put in, and it was put in on the credit side. No other entry made means nothing happened here. I did nothing in the restocking. So to fix that, I'll do the thing I should have done in the first place. And for the creditors, I've got I want to have in my creditors account, I want to have 11. I've got 209 in there. So I need to take away from it the difference in the two. So I need to subtract. So that means going the upside, 209 minus 11. So 198 needs to be on the debit side of the creditors account to make it smaller. I hope all that kind of makes sense to you.